Asha Ahuja, Managing Director, Accenture Advanced Technology Centers in India. A very warm welcome to you, Asha. The stage is all yours.
Okay, so first of all, very delighted to be on this session today. So thank you really for inviting me, to talk about a topic which is really very dear to me, really, which is really about what we really do at Accenture when it comes to inclusion and diversity, and then more specifically about the leadership programs that we're really running, quite well. Now, a little bit about me. So I really have been doing technology work, I think, for most of my career. Proud to be actually with Accenture for almost more than 20 years now. So it's really joined Accenture in early days as a team lead, and from there on, I've taken various leadership roles across geographies, across various business units. It's really been a very exciting journey for me, professionally and personally. So obviously, a lot of the programs that I'm really going to talk about I've really been part of those programs. I've really experienced some of them already. So it's really a pleasure to really share some of my experiences with all of you, today. Also, I also want to use this opportunity. We are really close to the International Women's Day celebration. So really want to also take this opportunity to really congratulate all our women colleagues really for what each one of us really do every day. And at Accenture as well, of course, we do celebrations. This is really the 17th year of celebration of IWD we are going to have this year. And really, this is really an opportunity for us to really recognize outstanding accomplishments of our women around the world, engage in some very open, meaningful conversations to really further advance really the culture of equality, which we very strongly believe in. So what I'm really going to do today is really, I'm going to cover two aspects in the session today. One is really giving you a very quick broad brush view of what really inclusion diversity really means at Accenture, and then probably to spend a little bit time specifically talking about the women leadership programs, the variety of different programs that we really run to really grow our women at Accenture. So let me first start by saying that for us, when you really talk about inclusion and diversity, the commitment really starts for us at the top, and with our executive chairman, CEO, and global management committee, who really work together to really stretch, set the strategic direction and really prioritize the right set of actions for all of us. Now, our board of directors I'm very proud to say that our board of directors is very diverse, 36% representation. The global management committee is equally diverse. Our CEO, Julie Switch, she is also very personally committed to this agenda and really has been driving a lot of these programs, personally as well. Now, obviously, we are a large organization, global organization, and equally with a very large presence in India as well. And if you really look at as of now, maybe 35-40% of our really workforce is really working out of India, today. So that's really a strength, I would say. But equally, when it comes to inclusion and diversity, it equally is also a challenge for us, because what it really means is we really need a very robust, comprehensive framework to really create impact, build the right practices, drive the right culture at scale, which is really, we're talking about some 200,000 people that we currently have in India working across multiple different locations, etc. So this really means, when I say really it's a comprehensive framework, it actually means that really working with a wide range of internal, external stakeholders and bringing all functions together. So internally, it's really, as I was mentioning earlier, for us, it really starts at the top. So really leadership sponsors at the very top of the value chain, and really making sure that for each of our business entities as well, we've got champions, and then at the ground level, really ensuring that there is a lot of collaboration happening across various functions, be it recruitment, be it legal, making any policy decisions, employee relations, marcoms, and really bringing all of them together to really drive this program and at scale for us. We also have really a global inclusion diversity center of excellence. It's really a group of people who really come with a lot of expertise in driving inclusive practices across all the locations globally where Accenture has presence, and equally making sure that these programs are highly customized for the local requirements, because each region, each geography, will have its own, needs, its own level of customization. So equally, this group really ensures that we are, while we have programs that are global in nature, but equally, when you're really taking to various respective countries, locations, we really make sure that we really personalize them, customize them, and make it very relevant for the needs and requirements, of women in those geographies. So obviously, this also means that we really need, a very bold, leadership, and so each of our leaders is actually accountable for diversity goals. So many other, all of our leaders, we really have this is embedded in our objectives, and these are the objectives, which we track, we publish on a very regular basis. There's a complete transparency, end to end, top down, right? So first, the goals, objectives flow from the very top, right at the grassroots level, and equally measurements and metrics at every level being published on a regular basis, so that all of us are very clearly aware of how we are making progress and how far or how close we are to our ambition. Now, having goals alone obviously is not enough. We also equally want to make sure that there is a comprehensive set of talent actions which are really taken. And these, when I say talent actions, these span across the entire spectrum when it comes to attracting the right talent, retaining them, the ongoing development of the talent, making sure we're advancing their careers, etc. And also equally creating an environment where there are right level of opportunities available, right, to all, but equally important to all our women as well. And we have seen a lot of these research reports, and really our research really has highlighted that it's really comprehensive actions, when they are combined with policies and practices that are family friendly, supportive of all genders, and bias free in attracting and retaining people, organizations can really move towards a culture of equality, right? So clearly underpinning all of this is really an empowering environment, because creating a workplace which is bias free, a culture where everyone has equal opportunity, everyone has an equal voice, and everybody is evaluated with the same lens. And obviously we don't really stop here, because we equally, while we do a lot with our own people, but equally we also engage with our clients and our partners to help them advance on the diversity agenda and really drive measurable change in local communities. And equally making sure that for each of our clients, they're really bringing diverse experiences, diverse teams, so that we really bring best of thinking and really accelerate innovation, accelerate outcomes, value we can create for our clients by really using or deploying the teams which are truly diverse in nature. Now, externally as well, we practice thought leadership, advocacy in partnership with various industry bodies, to name a few, NASCOM, CII, and we've been doing extensive amount of work in various actually dimensions of diversity that we will talk about. But just to give you a few quick examples, for example, our own Accenture India chairman and senior managing director, Rekha Menon, she's also a co-chair for CII's, IWN, which is the India Women Network, right? Then we also work very closely, with NASCOM, a number of initiatives, like including mentorship program for women from economically, weaker sections. Now, these are just a few examples, but really, when we really, when we really talk about inclusion, diversity practices, they span across, implementing them within the organization, externally working with our partners, with our clients, and really creating a larger impact for our communities and people at large. So let me then just give you a quick glimpse of really what really inclusion and diversity really means for us. And it's really, when we really talk about inclusion, diversity in the Accenture context, we apply a very, very broad lens, right? And our IND programs, again, I'm not really going to cover into each of these pillars here, but as you can really see, there are 8 different pillars. And what we fundamentally believe here is that no one should be discriminated against, period. And we do not tolerate discrimination because any kind of differences such as age, ability, ethnicity, gender identity, expressions, or sexual orientation, etc. We absolutely want everyone in Accenture to feel a sense of belonging and be valued for their differences, and their unique strengths, because each one of them comes with different capabilities and each one of them needs to be treated and respected for that. Now, we are very convinced that gender equality is essential for high performing and innovation oriented organizations. And more importantly, it really makes the world a better place. Now, we were one of the first organizations who really went to the market and really made that bold ambition that by 2025, we'll really achieve a gender balanced workforce. And what that really means is our workforce will have 50% men and 50% women. And then when I say this ambition of 50-50, it actually covers globally all allocations where we have presence, and also impacting all career levels, right, from entry levels to really the higher levels. But our particular focus really has been to see how we can have increased number of women in the higher level leadership positions in the company. And I'm very proud to say that we're really making some very good progress across all dimensions. And today, in the NGO context, we really take the technology part of our India presence. We have somewhere between 40-45% of our workforce right now is women in India. So we've really come a long way. And our focus really continues to see how we can really address the gaps that we have at the leadership levels. So again, we made a lot of good progress, but our ambition really is to do much more than where we are today. So let me really take you through some specific programs that we have in place and active right now to really with a focus on how can we enable more and more women to be in the leadership leadership positions, and how can we really help them advance their careers. Now, we all have seen a lot of different reports, different really data points, and I'm not really going to go into any of that. But we all very well know that, right, that we all have a leaking pipeline. When it really comes to senior levels, we really see percentage drop significantly. So how are we really, trying to address all of that? Because clearly, when I said we really want to get to an equal workforce, our really ambition is to really have a significant mix or a healthy mix even at the leadership levels. So our approach really has been very, very, holistic, and our interventions really span across, enabling women with right skills to really providing them right opportunities to, to really advance their careers. And this also requires really a strong sponsorship and really a strong commitment of personal time of our leaders for mentoring our women, right? And the approach that we've really taken here is to really start early, make investments early in the early part of the careers of our people, and engage them at various stages, right? Both in terms of enabling them with right skills, learning programs, but equally giving them the right experiences, the right opportunities, so that they can, learn more from their experiences and apply them when it comes to working for our clients. Now, let me just talk a little bit about what we're really doing in each of these, segments of people here. So talking about early careers, right? What we really recognize that at early careers, the active engagement with women is very, very important, is key. And hence there are a number of interventions we have here around career and professional development. And this includes like on-the-job trainings, rotational assignments, so that they get to really get variety of different experiences, coaching, mentoring, skill building sessions. But interestingly, we also focus on, intentionality of career. So we have a specific program, which is really an 8-module program. And the focus really of this program is to really enable women to cautiously invest in meaningful career goals while navigating through some planned and unplanned changes in their lives. Now, we all have seen that women go through various phases in their journey, right? With a lot of events happening on their personal side, professional side, taking care of elderly parents, becoming a new mother, or in marriage, the different kinds of events. And those transition points, how do we really work with them, engage with them, enable them so that they continue to stay in their careers and keep building on their skills and stay relevant? So for example, we've also been running a program specifically for returning mothers, because we recognize that after they come back to work after a gap of 6 months or even more, really working with them to really how can it really help them again brush up their skills, again become relevant, pick up the relevant roles, pick up the career from where they've left, and really move on, right, and start building the careers for them. So this is just one example, but there are many much such interventions that we really have, really with the intent really of starting early, working with them at early stages, and really doing the right level of enablement. Now let me really move to some of our programs that are really running at the mid-career level. Now, as we really move at these career levels, so managers and senior managers, the focus really is to how we can really deepen their expertise and prepare them for leadership kind of roles, for advisory roles. Now, there are a number of interesting programs we've been running, but the two programs that I really specifically want to call out is, the first one really is our High-Tech Women program. Now, this is a program which have been running very, very successfully. And the focus really of this program is to really how we can really build technology specialization with the women technologists. Now, this is again a program that runs over a period of time. And we have been constantly refreshing this program so that we're really building the tracks or picking the tracks which are very, very market relevant. So for example, right now we are doing significant amount of investment in really building deep expertise, deep specialization in areas like cloud, artificial intelligence, data and analytics, blockchain. These are the areas where we really see our clients are really interested to really do a lot of interesting work in those spaces. So how do we really create a pool of women who are really subject matter experts in those areas? They can really be known for having depth of understanding, depth of knowledge in those areas, so that they can start leading client conversations, be in front of clients, and be on various the forums, also build their brands around some of those topics. Now, this is a program which has been running pretty well, and we have got since this inception of this program, around 2,200 women have really gone through this program, and a large number of these women have actually got themselves certified, right, on various new technologies that are really mentioned. And then when you really say certification, meaning they are known experts, right, in those respective areas, so they can really lead practices, capabilities around those areas of technology for us. Now, so again, the other aspect I think which I didn't really mention about this program is, while the key element really is about what really makes this program very special and very successful is while one of the key component really is to build the technology specialization, but equally important is how do you really apply that experience on the ground. So really having the on the job training experience combined with the learning and the certifications that you've really done, so that you are really ready to start applying that with your clients and start making a difference and really amplify the outcomes you can create, right, for your clients. Another interesting one that I really want to call out really here is the inclusive leadership training. Now, this is really a workshop which really enables our women people managers and leaders to really acquire a deeper understanding of their personal unconscious bias, and how can they disrupt it by engaging in more conscious decision making, demonstrating inclusive leadership behaviors. Now, there are a number of workshops that we really do, and the intent really is to make it more interactive, kind of a dialogue based kind of sessions, so that we can really have some discussions around what's working well, what needs to change, what are the challenges related to unconscious bias, and how it's really impacting their work, performance, etc. And what are the possible ideas, solutions that we can really come up with, right, to address some of that. Now let me really touch upon some of the things that you've been doing more at the senior levels. And again, as you start really moving up, the career levels, of course, the more and more focus really on shaping women leaders with more well-rounded experiences. And again, number of programs that we are running. I'm not really going to go into all of them here, but again, just to give you example of a couple of programs that I personally think are some very great programs for which have matured significantly over time. The one such program that I think is very running very well and creating tremendous amount of impact for us is really the Grow Women in Leadership program. This program is specifically targeted for some of our high-performing, women leaders, and the program really is focused on growing executive women in their leadership roles. Now, this is through a combination of sponsorships, curated assignments, personalized coaching, and networking opportunities, because it's really that combination of you investing in your right skills, which are client relevant, learning from the experiences of your mentors, also providing opportunities where they can exchange ideas, thoughts, network with other group of people, network with other senior Accenture leaders, their peer group, and from their collective experiences really enhance their learning. Now, this is a program which has been running, for almost 3 to 4 years for now, and we have impacted, I would say, somewhere close to 400, 500 women successfully, through this program. Moving on, we also have programs which are more longer term in nature, like a 2-year journey. How can we really take some of our very senior leaders in the organization and take them really on a journey where we can really help them be ready for the board level kind of roles, for example. So there's another program that's really running right now, which again, I'm not really going to put into a lot of details right now, given the interest, limited time we have here. But again, I think again, a program which is again very focused on how we can give them the right platform where they can spend a lot of time as some very senior leaders in the organization, learn from their experiences and become rounded leaders to really step up and start taking much larger roles. And an interesting aspect I think I would really call out is one sort of when you really look at leadership development, as was earlier mentioning, there are 4 key dimensions that really come into play here. One is really, do they have the right skills? Are they really in the right roles? Is there a right sponsorship available for them, or do we have right sponsors for them, and also ensuring that they are working on the right clients, right jobs, so that together all these elements together can help them learn, apply the learning, advance their careers, and become successful leaders. So for our framework is really something that really underpins various interventions we plan for our women. So this is a very structured process where at the start of the program, we really understand where do we really see the gaps. Is there gaps with their skills, or are they not in the right roles, or do they not have the right kind of enablement, sponsorship? So basically going in a very structured manner, working with them to really understand what is missing, what needs to be addressed, and then collectively how we can cover all aspects of it in terms of right skill, job, client, and the sponsorship to really take them along the journey. So that was sort of the quick brief about the various programs. If to really summarize, I would really say that in terms of our approach, what we've really taken to really advance women in the leadership roles and build the pipeline, which is really one of the key focus area for us, is number one really is that we start early, and we continue to work with women executives through structured interventions to enable them with right skill and experience. And second important really element for us is really it requires significant amount of sponsorship and also a personal commitment of our leaders. So many of our leaders have been spending time personally taking sessions, coaching, mentoring. So a lot of effort, personal time for leaders is really going to these programs to really make sure that we are advancing our women leaders. And finally, I talked about the 4R approach, which I talked about, which is really the right skill, right role, right client, and right sponsor, which really make sure that the actions we are planning are very personalized, where we really think the focus is needed, so we can customize their learning journeys, their learning programs specific to their needs. So, and the impact of this approach, you can see very well in these numbers, right? Each of these numbers speaks about how we are advancing on various dimensions, be it increasing the overall gender mix in our workforce, to even having a healthier mix or a diverse mix, even at very senior levels, which is the the managing director levels. We have around 20% mix in India, and of course, our ambition is to even advance this further. 100% of our women in Accenture have really gone through various learning and development programs. So that's really the kind of investment we're talking about to really invest in all our women executives and have them go through some kind of a learning program so that can help advance their careers further. So I'm just going to close by saying that, of course, a lot of these programs have got matured over time, and we have been sort of learning from the various programs, what's working well, not working well, taking the feedback and really improvising the programs as we've gone along. And very often, in fact, one of the approaches we've really taken really is to really work with our participants and really get into sessions, workshops with them to first really understand what is their expectation from the program, what they would like to see in this program, and really designing the programs with them, for them. And that has really given us the best results, because then those programs become very, very relevant for them, and very, very impactful for them, creating the right kind of outcomes which really people are looking for. So that's sort of in a nutshell our approach has been. And obviously, as I said, a lot of these programs are running pretty well, and of course we will continue to sort of leverage them, enhance them, to see how we can advance our women further in various leadership roles.
Thank you so much, Asha. I think it was a really interesting session, and I really like the feedback where someone has written a right mix of soft and technical skills. Yeah.